going to do?
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about. We've handled worse.
You've said that before.
Yeah, and we handled it. It's all good.
Oh, this is a bit wobbly.
You need to go to your happy place.
Okay.
Yes, that's better.
I'm not in my happy place.
You're not?
No.
Okay, but... who's that?
Oh, yeah, I've just been behind the camera all this time. I just thought I'd introduce myself.
You mean...
Who are you?
I'm Director XXX.
So you mean... it's your fault that we're here?
Might be.
Do we get him?
We get him.
Maybe movies. Good welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Maybe Movies. My name is Olada.
My name is Mess.
And I'm Dean.
And in case you're wondering, that's my Christian name. My surname is Beans. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. A huge and long overdue welcome to our good friend Dean Evans.
Yay.
The maestro behind, not behind what we're doing here, but the maestro behind Billy and Bites. Welcome to the show, buddy. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, cheers.
Finally.
Thank you.
Right, yeah.
So first of all, this one is a little bit of a belated happy birthday to us. I know obviously we did our thing for Maybe Movies back in August, but Zadram, the channel, my small business, was incorporated on the 16th of October 2016. So we are just over 7 years old and still somehow in business.
That's really good.
So,
Who'd have thunk it?
well, I didn't. No, I did. I had a vision. You don't want to know what the vision was. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrifying. But, thank you. And if you do enjoy what we do here, please do hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, because we, as I think I've said before, we love you long time.
He will. I'll just appreciate you.
I'll just watch.
That just made it weird. I thought...
We're all going there, huh?
We are. We are up to Act 3 of The Dozen.
Yes.
That's where we're going to be going right now. Oh, God. I, at the moment, am sitting on 2 stars.
I believe I am also sitting on 2 stars.
And you are without stars.
Yeah.
For now.
Double-check that.
So, first thing first. What we forgot to kind of mention with this one. We've got some characters that we didn't have in the thing that are still alive and some that aren't. So obviously Clark is now dead.
Yes.
But we've still got Bennings.
Yes, I was thinking about that
Yes.
earlier myself, yes.
I did think as well, don't want to change really all that much, but I know we said last time about Clark running out and jumping into the helicopter and taking off.
Mm.
If we're saying that the virus is a bit like Trixie from the Crazies, it kind of accentuates things that were already there. So maybe his idea is that he's worried about the dogs and he tries to get some of the dogs to take with him. He's trying to rescue the dogs by taking them away in the helicopter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just dropping that back in. He may not get all of them, and then we still get our bit that we said with...
Are they still infected? Or
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we still get a bit with Charles being sent to go and kill the rest of the dogs.
Mhm.
But a few of them were on the helicopter with him.
Yeah, of course. Nice touch, just to... Yeah.
Yeah. So we've just had, Copper defibrillate his own head, which is where we left it.
Nice.
I don't think we had it earlier, so this might be a bit where we can... there's the scene where Windows runs off and goes for the armory. It's earlier in the original film, but we didn't mention it so far, so maybe this would be a good time to do that.
Right, okay, yeah.
So we've just lost Norris. Copper's just done on his head.
Windows is freaking the hell out and going to get a gun.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I buy that. I mean, does that sound good
Yeah,
to you?
sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always one of the pessimistic ones anyway, isn't he? He's like, everybody has to tell him to keep on the radio because he's like, I ain't getting shit, man, I ain't getting shit.
Yes.
He's a really pessimistic.
Absolutely.
And then with all the paranoia, you could see him freaking out quite easily.
All right.
Definitely. So that works. So we'll get... half the people will probably stay and try and check on how Copper is and things like that. Some of them will go after Windows. Do we think somebody's going to try and shoot him, or how do we think this is going to go?
We never really discussed it, so at this point, as far as I'm aware, the only other person who has a weapon is Gary,
Yes.
which we haven't really brought into play yet. I mean, the gun, not necessarily Gary.
No, we haven't.
So, Gary goes after Windows? Or Gary
Yes.
and a few others?
I would say probably Gary and McCready. will go
Okay.
after Windows. That leaves Childs, Knowles, Palmer, and Benning to look after Copper.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I'm assuming then if we've still got Bennings, because he was originally one of the things, he will be infected as well.
Yes, of course.
So as it stands on the minute, so we've got Palmer and Bennings that are definitely infected. Blair as well, but he's outside in the tool shed. And obviously Lars, we still haven't made a decision on that yet.
Yes. Yeah. That's pretty much where we stand.
Yeah. So how do you think this is going to go down with Windows then?
Ooh. I mean, obviously some sort of tense standoff.
Yeah.
I suppose the two options are really live or die, aren't they? Because Gary's armed.
Yes. Yes, he is, yeah.
So it's live or die, and then consequences. Like, does Windows get shot? Does Gary shoot Windows before he can do any serious damage? Or do they end up in a Mexican standoff where they're both armed?
I don't know, we could play it that he gets the gun, but the chances are that the gun isn't loaded.
Okay, alright. That's an opportunity.
So you get like a little bit of a Mexican standoff.
Which one is Windows?
Windows is the guy with the glasses who's on the radio.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, curly hair.
Oh, yeah.
He was Fox in the Warriors.
Oh, good grief. I
Yes.
never realised that.
Yes,
Mind you, I've only
Fox
seen
and-
The Warriors once.
Fox and the Warriors, and they killed him off because he was a pain in the ass to work with. They
Really?
literally wrote the character out of the film because he was such a nightmare.
Right, okay.
And they did it properly. He gets run over by a subway train. It's fucking brilliant. But yes, yeah, that's I can't remember the actor's name. But yeah, I think it's a standoff. And it'll probably be Mac who points out, yeah, he's got the rifle, but obviously we never keep them loaded.
Maybe Windows is pointing the rifle at them and Gary's reacting,
Yeah.
and then Max spots that it's got no clip in it or something.
Yeah. And has to kind of say, Gary, no,
It's not loaded.
Yeah.
It's not loaded. Yeah, that feels...
Yeah, does that
Yeah.
work?
That sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we go from here? So they try and revive Copper, but obviously I take it he's fried his brain.
Yeah.
So we've lost Copper.
We're in the third act here, you know.
Yes, we need to. So I think what we need to have now, really, then as you said, we're in the third act. We need to start seeing some of these people going proper crazy.
Yes.
I mean, the ones who we've got who are still in the camp with the rest of them, it's definitely Palmer and Bennings.
Yes. But also, Blair and Lars are locked up.
Yes.
But they are... Blair is infected. I want to say that if he's going to be forced into a little shack with Blair for that long, Lars is going to get infected too. Or did we agree that there was an antidote? I don't know.
We didn't agree.
Yeah.
We said all we said was about what kind of an ending we're going for would depend on whether there is an antidote or not. I mean, it's entirely possible that we could still end up with a shit ending because there is an antidote, but the only way that they can get the antidote is to synthesize it from Lars's blood. So Lars is safe, but the only way anybody else is safe is if they can analyze his blood. And unfortunately, the only people that can analyze his blood is Blair, Copper, and Fuchs.
Who are all out of action for one.
Yeah, two of them are dead, and one of them is going crazy.
I'll kill him!
Okay, so he's kind of being forced to witness the carnage unleashed
Yeah, but
around
can't do
him.
anything about it. Well, yeah, I mean,
Couldn't Lars do the antidote himself, like draw blood or something? Or
well, he could, but none of the others are scientifically able to
right.
synthesize it.
Oh, I see.
They don't have the. They all do other jobs around the camp. They should find something from the notes or the stuff that they picked up that indicates that Lars has been given the antidote. So that's I'm just looking for a reason to take them back out there, and that's when they discover that Blair has gone. Maybe he's knocked Lars out or attacked him or something.
I was
and
thinking
broken
there was
out,
going to be some confrontation between Lars and Blair.
which would probably result in Blair breaking out and disappearing.
Okay, yep, all right.
But at the same
I agree. I can see where you're going with that.
But again, at the same time, we need to think of what mayhem Palmer and Bennings are going to cause.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Hang on a minute. What happened to Windows? Did he live or die?
I think we said we managed to defuse the situation.
Diffuse the situation. Okay. So he's still alive.
Yes.
All right.
They would probably try and get him back on the radio because we didn't really have destroying all of the equipment, did we? We did it instead that Lars took Blair hostage.
That's right.
So there may be some damage, but everything else is still probably there. So they'll say, just go back, try and get hold of somebody.
Okay. Yep.
Just to try and give Windows something to focus on.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Could there be a rescue operation as well, and it sometimes gets out of hand or something? I don't know if that would work.
I like that. That kind of ups the stakes because if there's a rescue mission coming in, but they still haven't identified who all of the people who are infected are,
Okay, so it's kind of a race against time.
to try and find out who's who. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. You've earned
yeah.
a gold star. That's a good one. That's a nice
On your
twist.
bottle.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's a nice twist.
So how we can do that then is, it's a garbled message that they managed to get through to McMurdo. SOS, we need your help.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. They can't really tell them what, so it's not like that they can...
They know there's an emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they can get.
Yeah, okay.
What I was also going to say with this, because this might be a nice time, is like, as Windows is doing that, that's when we get... I don't know, I think he was closer to Bennings, wasn't he, than he was Palmer. I was just thinking that this is a bit where they start to go crazy and we might lose Windows here while he's isolated.
Right, okay. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, that's good, because that's their radio operator out of commission. So,
Exactly.
you know, that's going to make it even harder for them to get in contact and tell them what's really going on or anything.
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe when they do have the rescue operation, the virus goes into the sky or gets delivered into the
That's,
helicopter.
we'll have to see. We haven't
Yeah.
got to the end yet.
Okay.
We haven't got to the end yet. But this is possibly a good time to take a breather, and we'll do a quick shout out. Do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, my friend Zachary Will, he's done a feature film on Grandma Werewolf, and it's a really good horror film. And yeah, just check it out.
Yeah. I mean, you said he does a lot of other stuff as well.
Yeah, he does a lot of short films and gear reviews and a lot of filmmaking based stuff.
I'm sure you mentioned earlier that you did a documentary on the effects on businesses of the virus of unknown origin.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, just like during the coup, he just followed lots of businesses and told their story, really.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out. I mean, that
Yeah.
sounds quite interesting. So yeah, go check it out. There'll be, as always, links up and above and down below.
Do it. You know you want to.
Very quick aside. Very, very quick aside, and it's kind of related because we are doing a Carpenter movie. Looking at The Fog, very briefly. You know, obviously, there's the cameo with Carpenter in The Fog at the beginning.
Yes, of course, yes. The Verger.
Yes, I'd read somewhere that he also played Blake as well. I'm sure I mentioned.
Yes, he was, yeah.
He wasn't.
He wasn't?
He wasn't, but you know who was, which is absolutely fantastic. Rob Bottin played Blake.
Oh, no, right.
Yeah. He's the effects guy who did
Oh, right.
all the effects for The Fog and also for The Thing.
Wow.
But I had this really weird thing because I was watching The Fog the other day as part of my 31 Days of Halloween. And I thought, ooh, and this is an idea, and if I'm still alive, I want 5%. Some industrious filmmaker in 2020 makes a film, a follow-up to The Fog, 100 years after The Fog, where the people who were killed in The Fog come back to take revenge on the town for letting them die in the first film.
Oh, nice.
But set it and make it in 2080, if the world has an end by then.
Oh, of course, yeah. What an interesting idea.
5%. Sorry. It's fine. I'll be good. I'll be still here. I'll be 106. It'll be all good. Okay, so Act 3. So we've lost Windows. I want to say, because there's that wonderful bit in the thing where it's got him all wrapped up, isn't it? And you've got all the tentacles across Bennings when he's being converted. Gets some Windows from behind and strangles him with some cabling or something.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
That's good.
Probably something like a bit of cabin fever. We don't want strangers here. We don't want anybody else here.
Right.
Yeah. No, it should be just us. No. And then we'll probably go on and smash the radio as well.
Okay, just to make it absolutely certain that there's no more calling out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while that's happening, what else is going on with the other guys?
So they've gone out, they've discovered that Lars is still in the shed, but Blair has disappeared. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, because we haven't actually told anyone yet when they wake Lars up, because obviously they're suspicious he's going to be infected or whatever.
What it should be, sorry, didn't mean to cut in, but it does link into what you're saying. So what it is when they look back at the video footage, there's footage of Lars being given a shot, and they want to know what the shot was. That's why they get the idea that it might be an antidote.
Oh, right. I was going to say that Lars tells them about the antidote.
Okay, fair
because they go in thinking, oh, he spent all this time with Blair, he must be infected.
Yeah, no, I'm not, but...
And he's able to... No, because I've taken the antidote. I've got the antidote.
Well, how do we get it? Well... I think certainly for McCready that'll be enough to trust him. He knows that because he's had the antidote, he can't be infected.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to keep him with him. He's still going to be suspicious of everybody else, though. What about Palmer, then? So we've got Bennings attacking and taking out Windows. So
if Palmer's already full of conspiracy theories, so maybe he just goes off on a tangent and distracts them.
Yeah. Chariots of the gods, man.
Yeah, all that shit.
That's cool. Blair, we don't know. He's vanished. Palmer and Knowles are pretty close. So he's probably whispering in his ear and things like this.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that Knowles gets infected?
What do you think? Do you think we should just go hell for leather about infecting people?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it depends how many are.
That means that we've got McCready, Lars, and Gary, and Childs are the only ones who aren't infected, but we know that Childs is our mole.
Wrong'un. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right.
So Childs will be wanting to at least keep one of them alive or try and get blood from one of them so he's got something to
Take back.
to his nefarious masters. If we get to the point here then that we believe that McCready trusts Lars, he has to bring up again somebody here isn't who they say they are.
Yeah.
That dog was coming here to meet or it was sent here to report to somebody.
Are they taking blood out from each other from on the little vial sort of things?
We haven't had a cause to yet, unless Lars knows something a test that they can do. But it would have to be something simple and not very technical.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm worried that we're going to steer too hard into the original plot of the thing here.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course,
true.
of course.
Yeah.
I think this is the bit when confronting each other and trying to figure out who is actually infected at this moment in time should happen now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure the blood test is the way to go about
No.
it. It feels because we've taken the scientists out of place, so we've got really who's going to have the knowledge to.
Well, the only person is Blair, but we know that he's off his rocket.
And he's disappeared.
And he's disappeared, yeah.
I think there should be some other.
It's difficult. It's a really tough one. While this is going on, it's after that they discover Windows' body.
Yes, of course. Yes, we forgot about that.
So we need to go back to that.
So complicated.
It is so complicated. I think we should team up with Bennings with Blair.
Okay.
Because I was going to go, because again, I was trying to lead back into it, where they end up blowing stuff up around the camp.
Yes. Yeah, we need to
Build to an explosive ending.
Yeah, we've got to get towards our ending here, and it needs to be something reasonably spectacular.
So I think what we'll get is Knowles and Palmer found a part of the camp and have just nailed themselves in, because they're high on infection and high on conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Could the door keep on opening or something? Or
Nailed it shut! There's a hammer nails! By the door!
That's in the next
Yeah,
movie.
okay.
But yeah. Close the door!
Forget that.
You need to nail it shut. We'll come to that one next time. And they kind of go, alright, well, we know where they are, and they've basically isolated themselves, so we'll deal with them later. In fact, that should be Childs who says that. They want to go in and take care of them. No. We know where they are. We've got them penned in. Knowing that there is help on the way, as far as so Childs wants to keep them alive.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But if we do that, I want to say that probably McCready is just like, okay.
Yes, because he's pushing. He really pushes for it. Yeah.
You could make an argument for Lars being the agent, but McCready he's always suspicious throughout. And he doesn't care for Childs anyway.
No.
So he's going to be quick to look at him sideways, go,
Why are you so
all
keen?
right.
Yeah. But they get interrupted from taking that any further by suddenly something blows up. Maybe, I don't know, Mac's cabin gets blown up. And it's Blair and Bennings running around destroying things.
Yes.
So definitely Bennings running around going, we don't want anybody else here, blow up everything so they can't find us, or whatever, just whatever's in his head. I think if it comes down to a confrontation with Bennings, because I know definitely Bennings and Gary and Bennings were friends, because I know he says, I've known him for 10 years.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
So I think it should be Gary that has to shoot him.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
agree? No, yeah, because that works thematically.
Yes.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah. So what it then should be with Childs, and well, I'll keep an eye on them, on Knowles and Palmer. Like at the end when he says, if you see Blair coming back and he's not with us, shoot him.
Right.
But in this case, Charles is advocating for him staying and keeping an eye on the door behind which Palmer and Knowles have secured themselves, because he doesn't want to lose his nest egg.
Yeah. Charles is a stubborn bastard, so
Yeah.
I think there'd be an argument about it, but Charles would be like, just go.
Yeah,
go
you go
do
do
it.
your thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that leaves.
You think?
Yeah.
So that leaves McCready, Lars, and Gary still now trying to track down Blair. I don't know, what is Blair doing? Building a bomb? I don't know. Knowing what kind of a person Blair is, if
Hang
he's
on a
going
second.
crazy, what part of him do we have up to 11?
Hang on a second. My brain split a bit, so I just want to ask a question, and it really depends on the answer. Did we destroy the samples earlier?
No.
He's building a biological bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I feel like I earned that
Yes,
one.
we fucking did, mate. Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. Because he's not the thing he kind of burrowed underground and all of that kind of thing.
No.
But there's no reason why he couldn't have grabbed all of that stuff out of the lab, what he needs, and taken it to the generator room.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Nice and quiet and out of the way.
Yeah. So they need to go and try and find him, which also throws more suspicion on Blair, not only being infected, but being the inside man.
Oh,
Because
yes.
he's tried to build a
I
weapon.
didn't think of that aspect.
Yes.
Good call.
So this could work, because I think we can wrap this up very quickly here, because they find that they stop him. Are we saying they're going to be able to stop him?
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Because there's 3 of them.
Yes.
There's 3 of them, and there's only one of Blair.
Yeah.
And at least one of them is armed.
I should
Gary's armed.
imagine by this point they're both
Yeah.
Gary and McCree, all 3 of them will be armed.
I'm imagining they're not running around with dynamite. They've probably got actual guns.
Yes, because there was there was a load of rifles in that cupboard.
There was quite a bit of...
yeah, it was.
So I think they'll take out Blair. So as I was just saying, we can rush this to an end. There's a confrontation with Blair. They secure that. We get the indication that they'll probably have to come in by land because the storm's too bad. But they see lights in the distance of like snowcats coming towards them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we've still got Childs, who nobody knows about, and you've got 2 people who are infected.
So are we going to leave it like that? Like with like an ambiguous ending?
Yeah.
Like just...
Or it could be they come... Sorry, they could be...
Or are we actually going to see the rescue team arrive and see what happens?
We could see them coming in the distance as they come back to the camp.
Yeah.
But they find door's been bolted down. Both Knowles and Palmer are dead. And we as an audience just get a shot of Childs putting a test tube of blood in his pocket.
Okay, so I want to say then that they dispose of the dirty bomb, but probably use a bit of dynamite to trigger it off from a distance or something like that. So that they think that it feels like they've won.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they go back and find Knowles and Palmer dead, we get to see that maybe not.
Yeah, it could even end it on the last thing.
Because it gives it a twist aspect. If you feel like they've won,
Yeah,
and then we see Palmer Childs getting away with it.
because the only other way that I could flip it the other way would be we get that, and then the last line would be McCready going, "This door wasn't broken from the inside out." If they were trying to get out and he had to shoot them, is the story Childs is going with. But if it looks like when they look at it, the door was broken from the outside in,
Right, yeah.
just to try and work that in there as well.
Maybe just that moment when they're about to, like, are we going to have a fight or something like that? That's when the snowcats pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
So we still get the ambiguous ending.
Yeah,
What's
that's almost a usual suspects type
It
ending.
is, isn't it?
What's the last shot though? What would that be?
You're director XXX. You tell us.
I don't know. It might be a bit cheesy, but it could be like you could see the infection grow across the world or something. Or maybe you have to keep it ambiguous in that if it happened or not, really.
No, I know what it is.
What?
As you see the snowflakes pull up, you see them go out to greet them. Charles is in the background and said, we've had our little bit with him with the test tube.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, it's got to be. You just see Charles just go, but he's
Yeah.
got infected as well.
Oh, really dark ending. And then cut to black.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Fuck me. Seriously, that's...
I seriously thought we were going to break that somewhere in the last 20
We
minutes.
somehow managed to pull that together at the very last.
At the very last, yes.
We're going to take a well-earned rest for a day, and do come back and join us on Friday for Act 1 of The Hateful Dozen, where the thing goes back in time, or gets discovered sooner than originally.
It's not the hateful dozen, it's the hateful thing.
Is that what I said?
You had said the hateful dozen.
Weird, because in my head I was saying The Hateful Thing. Is my nose bleeding?
Could be worse. My nose could be gushing blood.
Anyway, obviously, yes, please do all the usual. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come back for more from us on Friday.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Yeah, bye.
Ba 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 ba.